Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, we bring you boys varsity soccer action as your Lawrence Cardinals will take on the Brick Dragons in NJSIAA Round 1 playoff competition. They're about to start. Cardinals will have the ball to get things going, and starting in goal for the Cardinals, we've got Edwin Garcia. His counterpart at the other end of the field is Devin Baldwin for the Brick Dragons. Cardinals will drop the ball back and now launch it up the middle of the field. That was fielded by the Dragons, who send it the other direction. Cardinals tip it away and move the action over to the far side of the field. Scramble for possession. Cardinals will prevail, but it's returned by the Dragons. Cardinals working the passing game now. Cross to center. Now they'll drop it back a little bit. Play it forward once more. Ochoa showing some fancy footwork there. He'll send the ball back across the field. Cardinals content to play around in the backfield right now with it. Perhaps trying to draw the Brick players forward a little bit. Cardinals still back on the Cardinal side of the field. Now they'll send that one deep towards the corner, but it's going to be grabbed by Baldwin. Baldwin boots it out. Got some good distance on it. Cardinals play it over towards the near corner. Now sending it. Cardinals regaining possession. I'll play it up the near sideline. That one taken away by Dragons. Cardinals recover the ball. Now, big kick to the far side of the field by the Cardinals. It's kept in bounds. They'll drop it back once more. The throw in for the Cardinals. And Cardinals will play it back over towards the near side of the field. A give and go there did not get going, and it's temporarily taken away by the Dragons. Cardinals recover the ball easily, and they'll play it back to Garcia. First time he's touched it this game. Garcia sends the ball over towards the far sideline. Now Cardinals will play it up the line, moving the action over towards the middle of the field. Sepulveda sends it over to the far side of the field once more. Cardinals will drop it back. And now moving forward once more. Cardinals taking their time on advancing towards that Dragons goal. Dragons only won 2 of their last 5 games. Cardinals won 3 of their last 5 games. Dragons came into this game with a record of 5-10-1. Cardinals, doing a lot better, came into this game with a record of 12-4-3. Cardinals now finally getting down near the Dragons' goal, but it's going to be rejected immediately. It's going to be settled by Naum. Now moves it across the field. Big kick up the field as Cardinals attempting to make an advance. That one's going to be out of bounds. Throw in for the Dragons. There's a throw for the Dragons. That's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. Cardinals will drop the ball back. Ochoa launches it down towards the near corner. It's played over towards the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds for a Cardinal throw-in. Temple with the throw-in. Going to be taken away by the Dragons. Dragons kick deflected by the Cardinals, and now Cardinals will take the ball away. Cardinals drop it back a little bit to reset. Now they'll go back to that passing game they've been working. Temple on the near sideline, he'll push it through. Going to be dropped back once more. Now Cardinals play it up towards the middle. Pass picked off by Dragons. Cardinals recover. Shot on goal. That one's going to go wide. It's tipped wide by the Dragons. That's going to bring up a corner kick for the Cardinals. Here's the kick. Shot on goal. Oh, that one rolled across. No one able to put it in, and it's cleared by the Dragons. Cardinals recover the ball. Now Ochoa on the near sideline. He'll pass that one through. There's a cross. That's stopped by the Dragons, and Dragons will attempt to move it the other direction. There's a pass up the middle. Going to be taken away by the Cardinals. And now it's Cardinals advancing towards the goal. Shot on goal. And it's a goal for the Cardinals as Planton Trofimchuk puts it in the back of the net to give the Cardinals an early lead.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Now Brick will center the ball. He'll drop it back. Move it over towards the far side of the field. And back towards center again. Cardinals moving into challenge. Now Brick pushes it up the middle. It's going to be turned over to the Cardinals. Ochoa moves it across. And Temple will push it forward. Cardinals in the near corner with the ball. There's a cross. Header towards the goal, and that one is going to be cleared by the Dragons. Cardinals settle the ball. Naum pushes it forward. Trofimchuk back to Naum. Naum looking for a way through. He'll pass over to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk shot on goal, and that one's going to be stopped by Baldwin. Baldwin with the drop kick. Good distance on that drop kick. It's going to be settled by the Dragons. Taken away by the Cardinals. Cardinals advancing with the ball. Now across the center. And the Cardinals are working over to the far side of the field. Trofimchuk angling across the field. He'll pass that one to Ochoa. Ochoa sends it over towards the corner. Noyola in the corner with it. He'll get past defenders. There's a cross. No goal as it's cleared. Cardinals will play the ball over to the far side of the field. Naum pushes it across to Ochoa. Ochoa sends it over to Temple. Back to Ochoa. Now a challenge. He'll get the pass off to Trofimchuk. I'm sorry, that was Sepulveda in the middle with the ball. Cardinals will drop it back and reset. Now Cardinals advancing toward the Dragons' goal. Dragons providing plenty of defensive pressure. Cardinals will move it over to center. And now send it over towards the near side of the field. Shot on goal, and it's another goal for the Cardinals. Philippe Noyola finds the back of the net to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead over the Brick Dragons.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Cardinals looking strong in this round one playoff game for the NJSIAA Championship. Now, big kick by the Dragons to send the ball deep into Cardinal territory. Cardinals will chase it down, and that one's going to roll out of bounds. That was Schubert over there with the ball. Now it's going to be a throw-in for the Cardinals. Cardinals being challenged, and that was going to be turned over to the Dragons. Cardinals recover quickly. Temple pushes it forward to Noyola. Noyola sends it deep into the corner. Now Cardinals play it across. That one's going to be taken away by the Dragons. Dragons clear the ball. Ochoa settles it for the Cardinals. And that's going to be turned over to the Dragons. Now Dragons on the attack. Cardinals tip that one away. It's going to be settled by the Cardinals. Cardinals move the action over to the far side of the field. Shot on goal. And that one's going to be stopped by Baldwin. Baldwin rolls it out, and the Dragons will move the action over to the near side of the field. Now back over to midfield. Ball's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. That was Naum with the steal. Mashcut sends the ball over to the far side of the field. Cardinals move it back. Now Mashcut over to Ochoa. Ochoa, the give and go there from Sepulveda. Now it's Naum working forward with the ball. He'll find Sepulveda. Sepulveda sends it further over, and now we're clear over by the far side of the field. Cardinals play it up the far sideline. Finally, ball cleared by the Dragons. It's going to bounce out of bounds for a Cardinal throw-in. Caruso with the throw in. Cardinals drop it way back. Now Ochoa in the middle with it. Ochoa sends it forward. Right back to him. Now cross to midfield. And Cardinals advancing towards that Dragons goal. Ball out front. Cardinal shot goes, well, it's headed for the middle school. I'll bring up a goal kick. I believe there's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons. Well, it looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Cardinals. Both teams setting up for the corner. Now rushes over there, but here's the kick out in front of the goal. Up in the air. Going to be headed away. Kept back in play by the Cardinals. Caruso able to recover that one. Now Zachkowski in the corner with the ball. They'll drop that one back to Naum. Naum over to Noyola. Back to Caruso, who passes it to Naum. Naum sends it forward. That's going to be cleared by the Dragons, but Cardinals recover quickly. Now push out towards the goal. That was go over the end line for a Dragons goal kick. Baldwin setting up for the kick. Holding up play for substitutions. Waiting for the go-ahead from the referee, and there it is. Now Baldwin with a big kick. That one gets out about to midfield. Cardinals drop it back. Move the action over to the center of the field and play it up the middle. Now Ochoa heading right in towards some of the Dragons. He'll pass it off and gets it right back. Big cross over to the far corner. Maybe a little too big. That one bounces out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Dragons. Oh, it's going to be a free kick for the Dragons. Baldwin comes out of the net to take the kick. Now Dragons moving into scoring position, or trying to. They'll drop it back a little bit. Now pass forward. That's going to be picked off by Ochoa. Ochoa plays it to Noyola. Back to Ochoa. Back to Noyola. Noyola's going to drop it back to Caruso, who will cross it. Cardinals drop it back. Move it over to the near side of the field. They'll drop it back once more. Now passing over to center. Now move the action over to the near side of the field. And it's Noyola working his way back to center. He'll pass it off to Ochoa. Ochoa sends it over to the far side of the field. And that one's going to roll across the sideline, turning the ball over to the Dragons. Throw in for the Dragons. Hold up play for substitutions, but it's going to be Dragons ball. Now Dragons with a throw in. Going to be picked off by the Cardinals. Shot down the line by Sepulveda. And that ball's going to be scooped up by Baldwin. Baldwin kicks it out. Going to be Dragons coming up with the ball. Dragons down into the far corner. Here's a cross towards the goal. That one's going to be headed out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for the Dragons. Dragons having a scoring opportunity now. Probably the first one they've had this game. Here's the kick. It's a short kick. Now shot towards the goal. Easy stop for Garcia. Garcia rolls it over. And Cardinals will fire it up the line. It's headed back by the Dragons. Dragons back on the attack. Taken away by the Cardinals. Cardinals play the action over to the far side of the field. Now working back over to center. Yeah, Cardinals will push it to the near sideline. Caruso pushes it up into the corner. There's a cross. That's going to be stopped by the Dragons. Now Dragons moving the action up the middle. Over to the far side of the field. It's going to be tipped away. Out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Dragons. You know, it looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Dragons. There's the kick. Dragons move the action over towards the middle of the field. Now Cardinals get a hold of the ball. They'll move it over to the far side of the field. And that's going to be a call against the Cardinals. It'll be another free kick for the Dragons. There's the kick. And Dragons pick it up on the far side of the field. Tipped away by the Cardinals. Now Cardinals send it forward. Turned back over to the Dragons. Dragons with a cross. Trifimchuk with a steal to get that one away. He'll pass it over to Noyola. Noyola passes it to Skinner. Skinner sends it across the field. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Dragons. Cardinal throw in. Several substitutions taking place in the meantime. Fresh legs into the game for the Cardinals. Now it's going to be a throw in for the Cardinals. There's the throw. Cardinals moving the action back towards the middle of the field. And this time it looks like the call's going to go against the Dragons. It'll be a Cardinal free kick. It's going to be a penalty shot as Trofimchuk sets up for it. Trofimchuk with a shot, and it's another goal for the Cardinals. Cardinals now lead 3-0 over the Brick Dragons.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Your Lawrence Cardinals are currently leading 3-0 over the Brick Dragons. Dragons will put the ball into play and launch it up in center field. Cardinals return the ball. Ball's going to be stolen by the Dragons. Now Dragons advancing. Taken away by the Cardinals. And Ochoa was able to come through everyone with that one. Ball launched up the field, but it's going to be kicked across the sideline by Baldwin, who rushed out of the goal to get to it before any of the Cardinals could get a hold of it. The throw in for the Cardinals. Caruso with the ball. He'll cross it. Headed away by the Dragons. Baum settles it. It's going to be taken away, and Dragons will move it away from their goal. Picked off by Ochoa. Ochoa headed in towards goal. He'll pass it. Shot on goal there by Trofimchuk is rejected by Baldwin. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cardinal throw-in. Temple with the throw. Temple crosses it. And it's Sepulveda moving it across the field. That was kicked out of bounds. It'll be a Cardinal throw-in. Caruso setting up for the throw. Caruso with a big throw towards the goal. And that was going to be cleared by the Dragons. Majcut settles it. Now he'll launch it up the near side of the field. Caruso moves it across the field. Now Ochoa in the middle with it. Shot on goal by DeLeon. That was going to go over the goal and bring up a goal kick for the Dragons. Baldwin setting up for the kick. There's the kick. That one gets out past midfield. Schubert chases it down, and he'll pass it back to Garcia. Garcia's going to play it over to the near side of the field. And Cardinals will send it back over to the far side of the field. Now Naum with the ball under pressure. He'll make the pass to Temple. Temple plays it forward to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk brings it across himself. Now he'll drop it back a little bit to Ochoa. Ochoa moving forward. Pass to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk to Naum. Naum's going to drop it back. Cardinals move it over towards the near side of the field. Now it's Caruso on the break. There's the cross. That one's popped up in the air. It's going to be Dragons coming away with the ball. Dragons at midfield with the ball. I'll drop it back a little bit and move it over to the near side of the field. Now moving action over toward the far side of the field. I'll come back toward center. Dragons having trouble getting it past the Cardinals. And that will be taken away by Ochoa. Pass to Trofimchuk on the far side of the field, heading into the corner. Trofimchuk brings it back out, now across the center. Shot on goal. That one's popped up in the air and settled. Dragons with the ball. Dragons moving the ball around quite smartly now. Dragons still trying to find a way past the Cardinals. Drop it back a little bit, now played forward. And it's turned over to the Cardinals. Caruso will cross it to the far side of the field. Cardinals launch it forward, but Dragons head it right back. Dragons play the ball forward. Now moving it over toward the near sideline.
Calm it down, boy. Watch your spacing.
They'll drop it back a little bit.
Right here.
Dragons with a little bit of a keep-away game going on here. Now they'll launch it forward. And Ochoa comes away with it. Loyola bringing the ball forward for the Cardinals. They'll pass it. And the Dragons are able to turn that ball around, head the other direction with it. Well, that's going to be a call against the Cardinals. Free kick for the Dragons. There's the kick. And Garcia is going to throw that one back out towards the sideline. Far side of the field, Cardinals playing the sideline. Now here's across the center. Sepulveda with the ball. He'll launch it forward. Going to be picked off by the Dragons. Cardinals recover. And they'll send it back over to the far sideline. Big kick towards the goal. Shot on goal, and it's a goal for the Cardinals as Plantoff Trofimchuk puts it in the back of the net to make it a 4-0 lead for the Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Now the Dragons will put the ball back into play to get things back on the road. They'll drop it back. And now trying to work the ball forward on the far side of the field. Move the action back to center. It's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. Cardinals play the ball forward. Cross to center. Sepulveda moves the action over to the near sideline. Temple pushes it forward. Noyola has the ball stripped away. Cardinals recover the ball. They'll drop it back. Ochoa pushes it even further back. There's a cross by Mashcut over to the far side of the field, and Cardinals will start working up the far sideline. Caruso with the ball moving. There's a cross towards the goal. That was going to go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Dragons. Baldwin setting up for the kick. Now Baldwin with the goal kick. That one's sent out. Headed back by the Cardinals. It's going to be brought down by the Dragons, but Temple rushes over and takes it away. Now Noyola on the near sideline, angling in towards the goal. He'll cross it to center. That one's picked off by the Dragons. Dragons send it over to the far side of the field. Headed away by the Cardinals. That one's going to go awful close to the out of bounds line, but Caruso keeps it in. And that's going to bring up, well, I thought it was going to be a corner, but looks more like they're going to be setting up another goal kick. Oh, Baldwin setting up for the kick. Baldwin with a short kick up the middle. It's going to be turned over to the Cardinals immediately. Slow roller. Baldwin will pick that up. Baldwin throws the ball up the middle. And that's going to be a call against the Cardinals. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons. There's the kick. That one heads across the end line. Last touch by the Cardinals. It's going to be a corner kick for Brick. Looks like Gabriel Walters will be taking the kick for the Dragons. Here's the kick. Falls a little short. Cardinals will clear the ball. Fired right back in by the Dragons. And Garcia has no trouble fielding that one. Garcia's going to roll it out towards the near sideline. Temple plays it forward. Push to DeLeon in the corner. DeLeon drops it back to Ochoa. Ochoa back to DeLeon. DeLeon moves it forward. It's going to be taken away, and Dragons trying to move it out of the area. Call goes against the Cardinals. Kicked by the Dragons. Now, Dragons trying to move it forward. Dragons will move the action over to the middle of the field. And push it over to the near side of the field. Now dropping it back once more. They'll drop it back a little further to the center of the field. Dragons taking their time trying to make this one count. Now moving the action over to the far side of the field. Intensity picking up a little bit. That one will roll across the end line. And it should be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Garcia setting up for the kick. Now Cardinals working the ball up the near sideline. Noyola with the ball. He'll launch it up the line. That's going to be chased down, but not in time. A little bit too far out front, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons. Baldwin setting up for the kick, and it's a short kick over to one of the fullbacks. Dragons move the ball across the field. Now attempting to play it forward. They'll send it back over to the far sideline. And they'll play it up the far sideline. That's going to be turned around by the Cardinals. Kowski sends it up the middle. Baldwin will grab that one. And there's the buzzer for the end of the first half. So after one half of play, it's your Lawrence Cardinals leading with a score of 4-0 over the Brick Dragons. Stay tuned for second half action.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
For those of you just tuning in, you're watching Boys Varsity Soccer NJSIAA playoff competition as your Lawrence Cardinals take on the Brick Dragons in round one. Brick puts the ball back into play. Teams have reversed directions. Now the Cardinals are going from right to left on your screen. But right now it's the Dragons on the far side of the field with the ball. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Cardinal throw-in. Temple with the throw. And this time it's going to be the Dragons throw-in. Dragons trying to get it away from that sideline. Cardinals all over them. And Dragon will break through. Here's a cross. And Garcia grabs that one and falls on it, ending that play quite dramatically. Now he'll boot that one out. Cardinals playing the ball forward. Turned around by Dragons, but Cardinals recover. DeLeon off on the far sideline with it. Noyola back to DeLeon, and DeLeon ends up on the ground. I think that's going to be a free kick for the Cardinals. Several Cardinals gathering around that one. We'll wait to see who takes the kick. Looks like it's going to be a Choa. No, it's going to be Sepulveda. Sepulveda launches it across in front of the goal, goes past the goal, and is going to bounce over the end line for a goal kick. Baldwin setting up for the kick. There's the kick. It's going to be sent further up the field by the Dragons. But that's going to be turned around by the Cardinals. Cardinals send it forward, no one there. Baldwin comes out and kicks it away. That one goes across the sideline. It's going to be a Dragons throw-in. Turned over to the Cardinals. Trofimchuk with the cross. Now pushes it over to Trofimchuk. And I believe this call is going to go against the Cardinals. It'll be a free kick for the Dragons. There's the kick. That one gets well down the field. And it's sent over towards the Cardinal goal, where Garcia waits for it to slowly bounce toward him. Now Garcia boots it out. It's turned around by the Dragons. The Dragons will move the action over to the near side of the field. Now playing it forward, it's going to be tipped away by the Cardinals. And DeLeon in the corner with the ball. Passes to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk drops it back. Action now moving over to the center. Ball's taken away by the Dragons. And another call against the Cardinals. This will be Dragons' free kick. Dragons with a short kick. They'll start advancing up the middle of the field. Now playing the action over towards the far side of the field. They'll drop it back. And now move the action over to center. And finally over towards the near side of the field. Ball's pushed forward. And it's going to be settled by the Cardinals. Cardinals on the near sideline. Trofimchuk with a couple defenders on him. He'll pass it over to Ochoa. Ochoa back toward the sideline. And he'll send the ball across to Naum. Now Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk sends it over to DeLeon. DeLeon in the corner with the ball. He'll send it to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk sends it way back and over towards the center of the field. It's going to be Cardinals moving the ball way over to the far side of the field. And now working the far sideline. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Cardinals. Looks like Temple takes the throw. Now Temple's going to move it over to Ochoa. Ochoa to Naum. Naum gets past a couple of defenders. Passes it to, well, there's a cross in front of the goal. And I believe that's going to be an offsides call on the Cardinals. Dragons put the ball back into play immediately. Now, pass on the sideline is going to go out of bounds and turn the ball over to the Cardinals. Holding up play for a moment while they do some substitutions. Now, Caruso with the throw in. That one heads out towards midfield. It's sent right back towards the sideline, and the Dragons are going to launch it up the sideline. Ochoa brings it down. He'll drop it back. Now Caruso to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk drops it back to center. Now I'm over to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk plays it over towards the corner. Caruso in the corner with it. That was going to be sent across the sideline. I believe that was the last touch by the Dragons. Throw in for the Cardinals. Ochoa. The ball taken away, and Dragons will move it up the middle. It's taken right back by Naum. Played over towards the near sideline. Trofimchuk with the ball. Trofimchuk will drop it back to center. Naum sends it back over to Trofimchuk. Trofimchuk on the breakaway. Gets past one defender, but it's going to be cleared by another. Out of bounds on the Dragons. It'll be a Cardinal throw in. Ochoa with the throw. He'll pass it to Caruso. Back to Ochoa. Back to Caruso. Caruso pushes back to midfield. Now send it over to the far side of the field. Esluza sends it up the sideline. Now Noyola with the ball. He'll send it back to center. Cardinals move it over to the near side of the field. Ball taken away by the Dragons. Pass is picked off by Naum. Sepulveda drops it back. Now Cardinals in the backfield setting it up. Caruso sends it up the sideline.
Good pass, Jack. Yeah, too.
But that's going to be an offside call against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Dragons put it right back into play immediately. Dragons working the passing game. They'll play it off towards the middle. Turned around by Caruso. And Cardinals send the ball forward. Naum with the cross. Sends it over to Ochoa. Ochoa puts it in the middle. Now back to Ochoa. Shot on goal. Oh, and that one is deflected by Baldwin. Great opportunity there for the Cardinals. It's going to be a corner kick for the Cardinals. Trofimchuk setting up for the goal. He's got Sepulveda right there with him, but he'll kick it in anyway. Header towards the goal. Loose ball out in front of the goal. And it's going to be headed in by Justiani Gutierrez. Cardinals now with a 5-point lead in this game.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
You're watching boys varsity soccer, NJSIAA Playoff Round 1 competition, as your Lawrence Cardinals running away with this game against the Brick Dragons with a score of 5-0. Cardinals right back on the attack. Sepulveda can't get to it in time, and it's going to be Dragons turning the ball around. Picked up right away by Naum. Naum looking for a break. That one is going to be turned around by the defenders. And now it's the Dragons playing it up the near sideline. Taken away by the Cardinals. Ochoa takes it toward the corner. Got no help there. Now he's got Trofimchuk nearby. Trofimchuk under pressure as well. He'll pass it back to Ochoa. Ochoa drops it back to Trofimchuk. And Gutierrez once more. Here's a cross. It's going to be cleared by the Dragons. They'll move the action over to the far side of the field. Gutierrez on the far side of the field. Unable to keep it in bounds, but last touch by the Dragons. It'll be Cardinals throw-in. We'll hold up play of substitutions taking place now on the field. Cardinals put the ball back into play. And that's going to be a call against the Dragons as Gutierrez goes down. They'll bring up a free kick for the Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Cardinals setting up for the kick. Here's the kick. That was rejected by the Dragons. Loose ball, and Dragons come away with it. Dragons working up the far side of the field. They'll drop it back and drop it back further. In fact, they're going to play it all the way back to Baldwin. Baldwin sends it right back out. But it's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. Once more, Cardinals advancing, but this one's going to go over the end line for a Dragon goal kick. Baldwin setting up for the kick. Substitutions taking place. Now Baldwin with the kick. It's going to be passed over towards the near sideline by the Dragons. Dragons send it forward. Over to the middle. And now over towards the far sideline. Dragons advancing it back up the middle. And that one's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. Goes over the end line, however, and that's going to set up a corner kick for the Dragons. Here's the kick. And right into the waiting arms of Garcia. Garcia sends it out. Pass gets out a little too far ahead of Noyola. He can't keep it in. Now it's throw in for... Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't Noyola. That was Juan Ventura. Haven't seen him in the game so far. Nice to see some new faces out there. Also see Logan's Corticans on the near side with the ball, or without the ball. Shot on goal. Turned around by the Cardinals. Dragons will stop it past the midfield. Dragons playing it forward on the far side of the field. Shot towards the goal. Right to Garcia. Garcia rolls it out. Now Cardinals working it up the far sideline. They'll drop it back. Caruso with a big cross. That's going to be picked off by the Dragons. Cardinals take it away. Ochoa sends it over towards the far sideline. It's going to be taken away by the Dragons. That one's going to be taken away by the Cardinals. Now passes it to center. Sajkowski launches it over towards the far side of the field. It's going to be turned around and kicked out of bounds. No, it did not go out of bounds. Dragons now moving action over towards the center of the field. And it's a slow roller right back to Garcia. Garcia taking his time with it. And he'll boot that one out. Going to be settled by Kozluza. Kozluza drops it back to Nan. Cardinals moving the ball around quite a bit. Now pass up the middle. Shot on goal. Just wide of goal. Diving attempt at a save by Baldwin, but unnecessary. That's going to bring up a corner kick for the Cardinals. Here's the kick. Ball bounces around there, and Dragons are going to take it away. Dragons launch it up the middle of the field. That rolls over towards the far side. Now they move back towards center. Shot on goal. And a diving save there by Garcia. Garcia rolls it out to one of the fullbacks. Pass it over to the far sideline. And a shot up the sideline. Turned around by the Dragons, but recovered by the Cardinals as Kozluza comes up with it. Now Garcia passes it to Ochoa. Ochoa moves it over to Schubert. Schubert's got Ventura on the near side. He'll drop it back to Schubert. Schubert plays it back. Cardinals move it over to the far side of the field. And McGann over to the far side. Going to be turned over to the Dragons. Cardinals recover. Began in the corner. Can't quite keep it in bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons. Baldwin setting up for the kick. There's the kick. And Dragons come away with the ball. Dragons moving the action over to the far side of the field. They'll launch it up the far side. And Garcia comes out to grab that one. Garcia boots it out. Settled by the Cardinals. It's going to be taken away by the Dragons. Dragons on the far side of the field. Taken away by the Cardinals, but recovered by the Dragons. It's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons, Cardinal ball. There'll be a throw in for the Cardinals. There's a throw. Cardinals will drop it back. Sajkowski pushed it forward there. Here's a cross. Oh, good attempt there as Ventura was in position, but it's going to go over the end line. Going to bring up a corner kick for the Cardinals. Here's the kick. It's a header towards the goal, and it's a save by Baldwin. Baldwin throws it out, and the Dragons are on the move on the near side of the field. Cardinals rush back to get into defensive position. And Cardinals will pick off that pass. That's turned right back over to the Dragons, however. Another picked off pass as the Cardinals recover the ball. Now, Portikins with the ball. They'll move it over towards the near sideline. Ventura drops it back. And it's going to be crossed by Sajkowski. Pass up the line. And it's going to be taken away by the Dragons. Dragons move the action over to the center of the field. Now pass back over to the far side. They'll drop it back some more. They'll drop it back even further. Now pass over towards the center. They'll push that one through. It's going to be turned around by the Cardinals. Cardinals boot it forward. Right up the middle and stopped by the Dragons. Dragons play it over towards the far side of the field. Action moving back to center. Now Dragons on a drive towards the goal. That shot goes well wide. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Garcia setting up for the kick. There's the kick. And it's going to be settled by the Dragons. Dragons play it up the middle. Taken away by the Cardinals and taken back by the Dragons. Now Cardinals clear the ball. And it's going to be Cardinals in command. McGann working up the near side of the field. That ball will be taken away by the Dragons. And pass picked off by Cardinals. Skinner with the ball. Skinner pushes it over to the far side of the field. Cardinals will drop it back. Now working over towards the near side of the field. That pass picked off by the Dragons. Dragons working it back to center. Drop it back. Pass up the middle. Now looking to the far side. There it goes over to the far side of the field. They'll drop that back once more. And cross to center. Pass up the middle is picked off by the Cardinals. Ojkowski sends it over to the far side of the field. Passed forward by Procaccini. Now Dragons on the far side with the ball. They'll move the action back to center. Kick up the middle. That was going to veer off towards the near sideline. It's going to be a throw-in for the Dragons. There's a go-ahead from the referee. And the throw-in. It's going to be taken away by the Cardinals, but recovered by the Dragons. Shot on goal is deflected. And now cleared by the Cardinals. Dragons there to put it back into play. Cardinals having none of that. And now Cardinals working the near sideline. Ventura sends it forward. Going to be picked off by the Dragons. Dragons working the middle, and that's going to be a call against the Cardinals. Free kick for the Dragons. Santiago setting up for the kick. There's the kick. That one's grabbed by Garcia. Anxious moment there for the Cardinals. Garcia sends it over towards the far sideline. A little miscommunication there, and that one's turned right over to the Dragons. Shot on goal. That one's well wide. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Garcia hustling over to grab it. And he'll put the ball back into play immediately. Cardinals in the backfield with it. They'll send it over towards the far side. Cardinals moving it up the far sideline. Skinner sends it over towards center. And that one's going to be picked up by Baldwin. Baldwin rolls it right back out. Now Dragons working it up the middle. Now move the action back over to the far side of the field. Now back to center. And it's the Dragons advancing towards the Cardinal goal once more. Turned around by the Cardinals. Cardinals send the action back over towards the middle. Well, Baldwin had to come out of the goal, out of the 18 even, to get to that one, but he gets it away from his territory. Now, Dragons working the ball forward. Over towards the near sideline. Back to center. Shot on goal. And that one's wide. That'll bring up a goal kick for the Cardinals. Garcia setting up for the kick, waiting for the go-ahead from the referee as substitutions taking place. There's the go-ahead. Well, we're going to hold up things just another moment. We've got more substitutions taking place. Now the go-ahead. Garcia puts the ball in play. It's going to be launched out towards the far side of the field. Dragons come up with it. Dragons will drop it back, and action in the center of the field. Here's a cross towards the near side. Sent back over to center, and Cardinals come away with it. Recovered by the Dragons. And Cardinals once more. Now Dragons, back and forth it goes. Dragons will play the action over towards the far side of the field. Now they'll drop it back once more and play it over to the far sideline. Pass up the line, drop back and cross the center. Now action moving over towards the near side of the field. There's a pass on the near side. And Dragons will head down into the corner with it. That was going to go out of bounds. It'll be Dragons throw in. Dragons with the throw. Out of bounds on the Cardinals once more. There's the throw. Headed away by the Cardinals. Dragons get a foot on it. Cardinals pick it out of the air. Now Dragons in control. Blocked a couple times by the Cardinals, now cleared by the Cardinals. Corticans launches the ball out. Cardinals come up with it. And it's Ramirez heading down the field. He passes it off to the near sideline. Cardinals in the corner. They'll drop it back. McGann looking for a way through. That was going to be kicked across the sideline by the Dragons. Cardinal throw in. There's the throw. McGann with a shot towards the goal. That was going to be grabbed by Baldwin, who throws it out, and now it's the Dragons rushing down the field with it. Cardinals rushing to get there in time to stop them. Ball's kicked down the far sideline and cleared by the Cardinals right back the other direction. Stopped by the Dragons. Dragons will play it forward again. Now action moving to the center of the field. Shot towards the goal. And that was going to go out of bounds. It'd be a Cardinal goal kick. Just over 3 minutes left in this game, and your Cardinals leading by 5 points, 5-0 over the Brick Dragons. There's the go-ahead for Garcia to make the goal kick. Ball headed over towards the far side of the field. Now launch up the sidelines. And it'll be Baldwin clearing it out of his own 18. Cardinals bring it down. Garcia moving in towards center. Garcia plays it off towards the near side of the field. That one gets away. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Dragons. There's the throw. And Cardinals come up with it. Turned around by the Dragons. Cardinals recover. Now pass over to center. Skinner sends it forward. Skinner recovers the ball. Garcia can't keep it. It's taken away by Dragons. Dragons launch the ball forward. It's headed back by the Cardinals. And Elcock comes away with the ball. He'll pass it over to Garcia. Now Ramirez, that shot goes across the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for the Dragons. Coming up on the 1 minute mark on this game. I think we can mark this in the win column for the Cardinals at this point. But Baldwin setting up for the goal kick. Here's the kick. Heads over towards the far side of the field. Now action moving forward towards the center. Here's a cross. And that one sails out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Well, they're saying that's going to be a corner kick for the Dragons. I didn't quite see that one. Dragons with the corner kick.
I didn't see that.
Shot on goal. That was deflected. Goes over the end line. And it's going to be another corner kick. Santiago setting up for the second one. Here's a kick. Headed away by the Cardinals. Dragons settle the ball. Shot on goal. That one's over the goal, out of bounds. And the clock's going to count down to 0 as your Cardinals are victorious in round 1 NJSIAA playoff competition. Score: Lawrence Cardinals 5, Brick Dragons 0. Thank you to Leandro Pascal for working camera today, and thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in again next time for more exciting Cardinal sports action here on LTPS TV.